Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cron Talk podcast. I'm your host, Andy Candy, and this is the second episode. Today, we're here with Mihai.
Hi, I'm 18 years old, and I'm also part of the Chroma team, as you can see by my badge here. I'm part of the mechanical department, and I have been a member of this team for around 1.5 years.
What's your favorite thing about robotics?
Well, I could say it's friendships, but to be more strict on the robotics part of robotics, I think I would say either when you actually achieve something or learning.
Okay, this episode, we're going to talk about this year's theme, First Dive or FTC Into The Deep. Again, I'm saying First Dive first because first has a lot of contests, FRC, FTC, FL, and others. So with FTC, just a reminder again, I'm not going to say it in every video because you're going to get tired of it. Anyway, we're going to show you the video and we're going to link it in the title card. I still not know on which side is it on. And after that, we're going to show you this year's idea, like our first idea that we created for one of the demos in Bucharest. I told you about it in the last episode, and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to play it now and hope we don't get copyrighted by it.
A team consists of up to 2 driver operators, a human player, a coach, and a robot. Each match is played with 4 randomly selected teams, 2 per alliance. But each alliance is allowed 1 human player. Your opponent for one match may be your partner for another. Robots must be built from materials specified in the competition manual and fit within an 18-inch sizing cube. But after the match starts, robots may expand, but may never horizontally exceed a 20 by 42-inch rectangle. The primary scoring element is a plastic sample, 1.5 square by 3.5 long. There are 20 samples for the Red Alliance, 20 for the Blue Alliance, and 40 Yellow Alliance neutral samples. Another game element is the clip. Each alliance has access to 20 clips. Human players may attach clips onto samples to create specimens. The game is played on a 12-foot square playing field with a foam tile floor and 1-foot high walls. A submersible structure is located in the center. Within the submersible are the barriers, low rungs, high rungs, low chambers, and high chambers. In opposite corners are low and high baskets. Below the baskets are the taped-off net zones. On the other corners are taped-off observation zones. On both sides of the submersible are the ascent zones. Near the front and back walls are the taped-off red, blue, and Alliance neutral preset sample zones. April tags are located on the field walls to aid navigation. Blue and red Alliance areas are on the left and right sides of the field. Before each match, 60 samples are randomly arranged in the submersible zone. 20 clips are positioned outside of each observation zone, and 12 samples are positioned on the preset sample zones. Teams place their robots on the field, touching the sidewalls. Each robot can start the match with either 1 specimen or 1 sample. The field and players are now ready. The match begins with a 30-second autonomous period. During auto, robots may attempt to score using pre-programmed instructions and sensor inputs. Following auto is the 2-minute teleoperated period. Robots score using driver inputs. There are many ways to score during the auto and teleop periods. For example, scoring a sample into the net zone earns 2 points. And scoring a sample into the low basket earns 4 points, or 8 points for scoring into the high basket. Robots may bring Alliance-specific samples to the observation zone. Human players can attach clips to the samples, turning them into specimens. Scoring a specimen on the low chamber earns 6 points, or 10 points if scored on the high chamber. Sample colors may be neutral or Alliance-specific, but specimen colors must be alliance-specific. The last 30 seconds of the teleop period is the endgame. Robots may continue scoring, but have protected access to their ascent zones. Each robot contacting the low rung earns 3 points. If a robot achieves a low-level ascent, it earns 15 points. But a high-level ascent earns 30 points. When the match ends, a robot parked in the observation zone earns 3 points.
So, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's this year's theme. We redacted the rules from it and everything. That's kind of boring, but still very important. It's just for you to get an idea of what we're doing. So, this is this year's robot. Yay!
First idea.
Yeah, first idea built by the newbies in our team, the newcomers, because we actually wanted to see what they'll do, because it wasn't a league meet. It wasn't like a pointed out system, so it was okay.
And also these things actually matter to us. So like we need to give newbies the chance to build a new model.
Yeah, so as you can see on the outside, first I'm gonna take it on the outside. It's similar on the other side, just you have the battery here, battery pack here. Hold on the side. Okay. So you have the battery pack here. We have flat ones, though for this design we just use the regular old ones. I'm gonna take it out so it doesn't drop on the floor. This is the power switch. Everybody knows you need one of those. We had numbers, colored numbers on the sides because that's required. Sorry, and you have here the control hub, and on this side is the expansion hub. Okay, the expansion hub. On the sides, there's not much happening. You know the motor, but we're gonna go to it under. So the front, you can see the claw that in it, it's either gonna stay like this, but we made it stay like this. I think, yeah, no. Yeah, like this. It's saying during init, so it doesn't go outside the box. You know, the box. And so you can see here our arm. It's with our international number on it and the claw. We're gonna go in depth to every 3D part later. I'm gonna go in depth with it. So this is like the height system. You know the extension cords, how they work. There's a cable going around around the back. It's powered by 2 axle motors, so that it has enough torque. It's overkill. We only use one of them because it's a plastic part, and this is how easy it is to move. And also we just got out the screws, so whatever. This part holds them together, whatever. So around the back, we have the strings I was talking to you about, the ones that if I tighten the thing goes up, you understand it. This is another more, just one side because it's strong enough for what we needed. This is a flower. I don't know why is it here. I know whose is it. I don't know how did it get here. Whatever. This was supposed to be the hanging system, but we didn't have enough time to work on it. It's two motors powering 2 wheels, tightened with a rope around them, and the claw that just grabs onto the bar and pulls itself up. And this is just like a little attachment so that they stay in place, because you play around really much if they don't, because they have to hold the whole robot up. I'm gonna let Mihai talk now about the engineering part. So the engineering department, I'm gonna let Mihai talk about it because he's a mechanic and he just loves it and knows it.
Yeah. Okay. So firstly, we have our 4 models for our wheels. Everybody knows them. The Godzilla ones. They have right here on each part 2 gears made at put it at 90 degrees. Each one of them uses the other one to power. So like when the motor actually spins right here, you will have the wheel spinning too. Okay, let's go further. Right here we have our extension for the height of the robot. We have an approximate 110 centimeters height of the robot, because we all knew how hard the height is pretty much this season. Okay, so right here you can observe our extension height mechanic part, because we also have one motor as my colleague said earlier. Also put it with a 90-degree 2-gear module. We have 2 rows that are very resistant, because we use a lot of tension in it. So when the motor actually spins right here, we have this expanding and expanding and expanding all the way up.
Yeah, it's gonna go off camera if we just let it do it.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the most important and also basic stuff on the robot.
Yeah. We also have the odometry.
Yeah, which we really love because last year we used some 3D printing ones and they were awful.
All the years before we used treatment work, they were awful.
Yeah.
Trust us on it. Okay, going up next is gonna be the 3D printing department, or whatever, the design department. Okay, so the 3D printing part, I'm gonna talk about it short because you don't have to think too much. This is the 3D print part. I told you about it. It holds the motors in place because they were gonna flex on the metal system we used. Second things, everything behind these sliders is 3D printed for the pulleys. It's very useful. And also the holders here, whatever, you see this, we use this 3D print part to hold them together because it's much easier than trying to do a whole new system using only metal parts. So yeah. On the front, this year we're kind of light on 3D printing this early because we don't have odometry, we don't have bumpers, we don't have a bunch of things. These are the control hub or expansion hub holders. They're just the same but mirrored, whatever. This arm is just a basic arm. It doesn't need to work itself too much. This claw, as you can see here, it's been designed perfectly in line with the specimens we have this year. And it's basically one servo connected to two gears that are kind of flush. I think for like the first idea, they're kind of flush. Look at it. Fair enough, because you still have some plane, but when it's tightened, it doesn't move that much. And they just fit perfectly with the specimen we have this year. It's the shape of it. And when you pull against it, it has enough force going into it so that it hangs the clip on it. So that's really useful. Yeah. So the next part would be programming, but I'm not sure we have to do a whole segment. But still, title card, small title card. Programming wise, as you know, I don't know programming. I'm just completely off topic with it.
Neither, right?
Yeah, that's why we just love the IT guys. So for programming, they use the same Java thing we just talked about last episode. It's pretty simple. It's just like the moving part. You don't have to code that much, and it's just one DC for up and down and servos. It's not that deep. However, we did have autonomy this year, this early, which is amazing for us. The robot could take the sample, the preloaded sample, which, yeah, would stay here, which technically would be good, but we decided to start off and then it would grab it off the ground. It could do that, it did that, and put it in the high basket during autonomous. It's not a lot of points, but it's still points and it's autonomous, so we're happy about it. Anyway, oh, and you can see everything going flash together because, yeah. And the newcomers are actually the kind of more than half decent job at doing this robot, I can say. The parts are made by me, 3D printed by me, because I had an eye over them and I wanted to know if they did everything right, and I couldn't just let them, because the time was short, I couldn't just let them do it by themselves. This part is not entirely ours. It's been adapted, not copied, because we just added some of our things that we learned from the past. Of the Discord channel that you can join. Is the unofficial one because I don't think they have an official one, and it's really helpful. You can ask a lot of questions and get a lot of answers there. Anyway, yeah, this is the robot, and let's go to the outro. So, thank you for watching. This has been a great video for you to learn. You as a team, I don't know who's watching, but if there's an FTC team that watches this, please take for granted everything here. If you have questions or anything, you can ask us directly on Instagram, on email. You can use whatever, and we'll answer them. I think we will share at least the claw system we use. That's shareable, that we can use. The other stuff I don't think helps you really much. I think maybe the expansion hub holder, because the claw, the arm is made for us, and we're gonna change it because that's one of the flaws. It can't extend, and you can't grab anything. The thing between the gliders, it's exactly made for us, like 0.4 millimeters. this decision, like the precision on it, it's we actually I want to actually to make it flush. Again, everything has to be flush so it would wobble the list. Yeah, anything we can help with, don't forget to ask us. So, this has been the second episode. I really hope you liked it and enjoyed it. See you next time.
Bye.